The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome, everybody, to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go, dear friends. And as we start the show off here, let's just check in with the indices. We're at 2012 on the S&P, which is off a half a point from Friday's close. A lot of volume coming in as we come back in there. And it says my levels are too low. Does that help any? Hopefully everybody, even in engineering, is there. More. He wants more volume. Let's work on that. Skype is giving us a little bit of headaches out here today. So how about that? Is that better? Better? Still more? You want more of the Dave Meister? Oh, he says that's perfect. Too much. Too much would be a bad thing. Anyway, as always, we meet here between 2 and 3 p.m.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
Anyway, it is a market that may be making a bottom out here. I actually bet that it was. We'll talk about that here in a few minutes. We've got a lot of other stuff going on. Where's my little clock? It was laying around here. There it is. Of course, little problems with Skype getting on today. So we're going to have an abbreviated first segment, but we'll come back and get the rest of it. But as always, is the market down for the count? I don't think so. Options have continued to show higher. And I think we're probably in the part right now where it's the little engine that could. It says, I think I can. But, of course, it's always problematic to go see that. It gives you a little pause out here. We'll talk about my battle plans. And what I did this morning after this break, and we'll get into the regular pace of the show after this short break. Oh, it's not a break. Again, another technical issue. I got 5 minutes in this segment. I had Tom O'Brien's clock up. I think we're all set up here now. So anyway, let's just get this party started now in this segment. And if I can actually click on stuff and get past all my problems.
That it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
It is on this day in 1799, George Washington, the American revolutionary leader and first president of the United States, dies of acute laryngitis. Do you know of any other person ever in history that has died from acute laryngitis? Anyway, he dies this day on Mount Vernon in Virginia. He was 67 years old. And kind of interesting to see and how lucky we are to have a president like that. Today, we've got people running for the office that couldn't hold a candle to this gentleman. He was more interested in founding a nation under the rule of the Constitution. Today, we have people in office that look at the Constitution as a way to, if we can just get around it, if we can just ignore it long enough. Everything they do is to weaken it and not recognize its wonderful ideals. And of course, George Washington refusing to run for another term and retiring, setting the plate for not having a king in this country. We still have people like that. I was watching somebody at noon, a politician who I will call Baghdad Bob, if you remember him, during the second Iraq war, when tanks were running up and down the streets, American tanks about 3 blocks from him. He was telling everybody how they weren't anywhere close. That's what we have. The definition of what is, boy, were we lucky in 1799 that we didn't have some kind of narcissistic jackass as president. Anyway, just a nice day. Other things going on. I was going to tell you what we were doing. I was looking for a wonderful plan. We were talking about it on Friday, and that was it's kind of a time to trade the plan. We kept on looking, but this morning it looked like, at least to me in the newsletter, that things were sizing up correctly. Futures were all over the place before the open. I suspected that the shorts would start to dive onto the market first thing today. From the incredible short volume on Friday in most of the stocks, I thought that the exact same thing would happen today, and that is everybody piling on the ETFs trying to move the market down without actually trying to sell any of the stocks underneath it. And of course, eventually what you get is a pop in the opposite direction. That is what we have now. And I said in my newsletter here, I was going to be buying calls around 11 a.m. for expiration on Friday, which is exactly what I did. Some of those are popped up a little bit better than what they have been. But just about everything what we're looking at now. The last thing that I want to see out here, or let me put it this way: the thing that I do want to see out here is Apple. They were on this thing early in the morning, and I suspect the reason why they were is they did want to wash out this market before the Fed meeting on Wednesday. To do that, they had to get the rest of the markets down. The easiest thing to do is to hop on the Apple bandwagon. I'm not a real long-term bull on Apple, but options show that we probably should be upwards of 117 to 120 on Apple on Friday. So I figured that this would be the one that they'd go after. Of course, being such a huge part of the NASDAQ, the easiest way to really hit the markets is go Apple first, and they would win after it savagely, bestially like before the market opened this morning. And we're only about 75 cents underneath, unchanged on the day. I suspect when we hit that, that's exactly where we're going to start seeing this market turn. Trading out at 112.44. Hopefully we should be hearing the break music now. I don't hear it. Well, anyway, I'm sure they're playing the break music now. We will be back in just a moment.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Thinkorswim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
And we're back in the groove. Everything will be perfect from now on. Of course, we love China, but again, they have an economy with the truth when it comes to anything occurring for numbers that they tell the West. Over the weekend, they actually let people know that everything that they've been saying for the last 5 years is a big, fat lie.
You're telling me a big, fat lie.
Yes, they were. So what were they? They were saying the numbers were a lot bigger than they were.
You're telling me a big, fat lie.
Yes, they were. Making the case for market mistrust, a report from Zhangzhang, a state-run government news agency, released over the weekend that several local officials in China's northeast region, admitting to faking economic data in recent years, show high rates of growth when the numbers were really much lower. I am shocked. I am shocked that there's gambling in Casablanca. We knew all this, and we know that as from time to time, I continue to say, I can't own a Chinese stock because you can have zero trust in their numbers. I will just go back and tell you I told you thusly once again, but I will not play it. Maybe next segment. Anyway, the Rand, if you've been watching a great deal from what's going on, I mean, they've got a lot of turmoil. This is the third or fourth time finance minister they've had in 7 days over there. In a dramatic U-turn, the South Africa gave its third finance chief in a week after a selling frenzy in the markets. I don't think this is going to be settled anytime soon. Normally, these things don't just work themselves out in a week with 3 or 4 different finance ministers. But the president said this is reckless, or actually, who said this? Oh, the Democratic Alliance leader. This is reckless by President Zuma. He's playing Russian roulette with the South African economy. Well, it couldn't be any better or worse, I suspect. But we are starting to see lots of pressure in these third world governments and countries. And all you have to do is look at the price of crude and gold and everything else headed south fairly quickly. But more and more problems in the third world that should continue to put a lot of people back in the U.S. For less risky investments over the coming weeks, I suspect. And like I said, I suspect we probably go up into the end of the year. That'll be everybody jumping out of the frying pan and into the fire, where I will probably be very short come the first of the year. Of course, we've been talking about the FAA getting ready for drone regulation. There is now drone regulations out here starting on the 21st of December. All newly purchased drones that weigh more than half a pound and less than 55 pounds. I don't know what happens after 55 pounds. Must be registered before the first flight. Owners of the drones purchased before that time must register by the 19th of February, 2016. It will be a $5 charge, so no big deal. But I've, thank God, never had any dealings with the FAA of the bad kind. All of them were good when I was learning to fly and when I flew. Kind of a different organization than the rest of them. My guess, though, is that they will look forward to that $5 of yours to track you down when you're running your drone over the neighbor's pool. Hopefully they're clothed. Anyway, it is a mad market. We finally got our technical difficulties over here. We're going to get back into it. We're off 3 points on the S&P cash, just a hair under 3 billion shares. So there was a lot of volume this morning, but I continue to look at several stocks out here that tell me one thing, and that is I've got one of them that is down on 560,000 shares. Last time it was down here about this time, it had about 1.5 million shares. That's why I suspect we start getting and seeing probably over the next couple of days, and especially into Wednesday, the short squeeze into the 2 o'clock. Probably going to have a big one tomorrow, I suspect. Maybe a little bit late today, a little bit more over the next 2 days. Anyway, we'll be back. Give me a call, 877-927-6648.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And we're back. We're just kind of messing around here at this 2008 level right now, off 4 points on the S&P cash. We had a ton of volume, so we can look forward to coming back and retesting this level, but I don't suspect we will until after the first of the year. A lot of stocks out here look like they're about as washed out as they can get. Individual stocks do not, or at least a lot of the stocks I'm following, do not have a lot of volume. And certainly if you look at the UVXY, certainly looks like all the VIX is coming out of this market in a hurry, and probably suggesting that that's about it. In fact, we're getting ready to hit, I suspect, the low of day for the UVXY, which is the triple in that. And it has a tendency to lead the market a little bit. But I guess, what do we got? It's 80 cents higher right now. It looked like it was going to go down there and just plop here for a second. As always, though, got to see how the last few minutes of the day come in. Again, we've had lots of volume to the downside, unfortunately, or fortunately, for individual stocks. It hasn't been a lot of volume. In fact, one of the stocks I've been following for a while has been going up on about 500,000 shares a day, maybe a little less. It's doing about 163,000 so far today. So some of these look like they could be buys even then. Anyway, let's get on to the rest of the market out here. Start looking at some charts and getting to it. This one was very interesting to me in that I thought this thing was about ready to bounce a BVV. And this was a pretty nice chart pattern out here. Unfortunately, you've got a high volume low at 45, but at least temporarily, you've got a nice gap up that happened on October 30th. that happened on 27.5 million shares. We got into it with 9.4 million shares on Friday. I tried to go a little bit deeper today, just 5.6 million shares. As I said Friday, we're going to see a lot of these stocks out here, and I could probably go ad infinitum. And if you remember back in September, I think I went 3 or 4 days of stocks that were just had ridiculously light volume, and then we got that rip your face off rally from 1900 on the S&P cash. But we'll continue taking a look at it. Broadcom's been hanging up here at the highs. This has been one of the stocks that has held up here with very light volume. Now, wanted to see what this one was doing for volume out here today. 2.8 million shares on the downside. That compares to 8 million trying to pierce the previous high. So I'm not going long on this, but I did want to see if these stocks out here that are hanging at highs are getting any kind of love, even bad love, to the downside out here. Not so much on Broadcom just yet. Columbia Property Trust, CXP, you may not know this one, but it's one of those REITs out there. I wanted to see how this one was doing just because it had such low volume coming into the November 16th low at 2340, 1.2 million shares. My scan picked this up because it only did 443,000 shares on Friday. Today, 210,000 shares so far, and a little bit of a doji out here, but certainly not really people throwing the baby out with the bathwater in those. Another one of these gaps up where it's come down with a very light volume is Data, D-A-T-A, Tableau software. This thing gapped up with massive volume and massive firepower, a sign of strength on the 6th of November. A little less than 4.8 million shares on that day. It's been working its way back down beautifully, back down to support out here. And of course, 4.7 million shares on the upside. Let's do the math. 340,000 shares today on the downside. And again, like I said, back in September, I can probably do this all day. Some of these are still breaking lows, depending on what sector they're in. And Holly Frontier is one of those. Although we want to be watching this because the volume is not all that exciting. It's busting its August 24th low today at 43.56 that had 4.6 million shares. Came back on October 21st with 4.5 million shares. So we knew this was going to get tested again. 2.2 million shares, 2.3 million shares on Friday as it came to it. It's busted it, but just 1.9 million shares so far today. So I'm watching for a few of these things that could just pop right back into these trading range over the next few days. MELI, another one out here, Mercado Libre, not a bad looking chart out here. It did pop up. Could have had a little bit better day on the 5th, but it did gap up with a sign of strength. The only high volume move out here on the 5th of November, 2.2 million shares. And of course, this thing's kind of meandered its way up to 127.77 on November 23rd. It's had very light volume all the way back in to start filling the gap and actually seeing a little bit. On Friday, just 623,000 shares today, just 300,000 shares so far. Again, going up against that 2.2 million share day. And that's why I suspect that we're going to have a kind of a nice rip to the upside this week. Just too many of these stocks out here with lighter volume. Going to the Mosaic Company, MOS. Looking at this fine stock, October 7th or 2nd. October 2nd, he said, $29.61, 8.7 million shares. Got into that with 4.7 million shares on Friday, or 4.2 million shares. Today, just 3 million shares. So you want to make sure that the volume isn't any higher than Friday's, but looks like it's going to kind of come in. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can post a message in the den if you want. And, of course, you can email me at path@tfnn.com, as always. And I think we got a couple of emails here. I got enough. This question, will the deal in Paris affect any of the energy stocks? I think he's talking about the global initiative. I think that's what they call it. And No, it doesn't have the rule of law. So why maybe the president can jawbone down some stocks in the energy sector. They couldn't get it. In fact, I think John Kerry said today it was purposely written to not have any strict numbers in it or anything else that would need to be signed off by Congress. So I don't think this is the equivalent of the EPA coming out and going after the coal stocks. Those are dead. It's just a matter of time. But I don't think that there's anything new in what I read over the weekend that would suggest that this new climate deal, whatever it is, that really doesn't have any teeth into it, is anything more than a bunch of people patting themselves on the back and saying how wonderfully brilliant and smart and handsome they are. Anyway, Mosaic out here. You can always email me at tfnn.com. This one's another one out here. I kind of like this out here. This is the second day we've got a little doji out here developing. The PLL, or PPL Corporation. PPL is the symbol. November 9th, this came down with 6.7 million shares, $32.62. Got into it with Friday with 3.8 million shares. So pretty light out here with 2.3 million shares today. We've got our second low volume doji out here. Most likely this is showing some support level coming in. And let me move a few charts around out here. We're at 2010 on the S&P cash. I think it's going to be all about the last 30 minutes of the day out here. But I smell a washout. Now, it could be something else. We've got a special treat when I come back at the top of the next segment, by the way. A white house, a white Christmas tradition. And it's all about when Christmas starts. And I think you will be pleasantly surprised. I will be also. REIT, REM. Boy, this is ugly. I don't know why I brought it up. Soon, SUNE. Sun Edison out here. Actually, I mean, this thing, anything out here? Not a whole lot on that. See what else is out here. SUPN. Okay, this is Supernus Pharmaceuticals, SUPN. This one is another one out here testing the volume, fairly light volume. September 29th, it hit $13.32, 1.4 million shares. Got into it on Friday with 1.3 million shares. And today, now follow through a little less than 700,000 shares today when it's actually breaking that low. But you can also look at the low when this thing spiked down on November 12th. It's 2.5 million shares, but not as clear as you would think. Swift transportation, these transportation stocks continue to head down, and I find it rather amazing that these things are going down on little or no volume. SWFT, the October 23rd low, set the big volume out here, 5.4 million shares. This thing kind of just went sideways on a few days. Actually, it had about 2 million shares for about 4 days last week. Today, we're into it with 1.7 million shares. So can these things still break to lower levels? They are, but we're not having volume confirming any of these. TMHC, another one out here. Taylor Morrison Home Construction. Watch this one go up against its low. Not a big volume stock out here. November 13th, it saw low at $15.82. It had some energy on the way down, but as it got to that previous low, it had about 620,000 shares, 442,000 shares. Friday, 423,000 shares. Today, 280,000 shares. Like I'm saying, if these things hit bottom, are they going to bounce? I don't know. But certainly not a lot of contributing volume to a lot of these stocks at the lows. Here's another one in the housing sector, same kind of thing. We've got a little doji on this one. This is TriPoint Homes, THP, the symbol on this guy. November 5th, we saw $12.39 with 2.5 million shares. On Friday, 1.7 million shares today, 1.7 million shares. So volume going to pick up a little. This thing just needs to keep above or below that 2.5 million share day. So, a lot of energy now. It's about the same up, the same down. I would like to get a clear signal out of these markets. We're not always getting it, though. Let's see, what else do we have out here? A few other ones. Now, this one, if you are short, the ultra short TWM pretty much did exactly what we talked about last week, where it went to this gap, and that was the gap down for October the 5th. Gap down that day with 1.34 million shares. Now we've got about the same so far today, 1.3, but it did reverse off that day down. And of course, this probably, is what I'm talking about, and that is that you can give kind of the tie to the runner. But this being expiration week with an 80% chance of higher, not lower, generally, expiration, it's very tough for me to get all bearish on this. But I think you've got right back up to where resistance is, and it will be a lot tougher to get through that. But I think you just need to wait a few weeks. Like I said, I think we're probably going to bounce over the next 2 days to probably 2050 or 2060 on the S&P cash. I don't know what's going to do it. I suspect it will be the Fed. Every time that we get down and that VIX starts hitting these levels, the Fed has always been the invisible hand in the background to keep moving this up. I suspect that by the first of the year, there just will be too much selling for them to compete with it. But still think we have one left bounce in this market into the end of the year. Question on Micron. What do you think of Micron as a buy here? I think we had a phone call from John in Philly. Maybe not, maybe just to ask me. All I can remember is that we talked about it on air. I think we talked about it on air. And I continue to think that if you are looking for Micron, you're going to have to get through the first quarter of next year, or at least into next year. They're going to start actually producing some of the new stuff they're working on. It will be high margin, and that high margin products will turn this company around. Unfortunately, those high margin products are not going to be out till late in the first quarter, maybe even the second quarter. So I would give this a little bit of time. Does it look good on the chart for maybe a bounce to 15 or maybe back up to that gap down just above 15? I think, yeah, but I'm not playing such small ball in Micron out here. I would much rather spend attention on it and grab it when it's better. But as we've talked about, they've got basically, I think we talked about one technology. I covered another one on Friday that is in this from Micron. But again, probably not something that you're going to get until you're through the first quarter. We'll be back in a minute. Give me a call, 877-927-6648.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And as promised, we've got a few more charts to look at, but I'm going to kick off Christmas here. And of course, part of Christmas is getting some of those Tiger dollars. You want to go to the front page of TFNN.com and check those out. Of course, a wonderful deal, and you can give a little bit of extra cash in your name. Check that out on TFNN. But if you want my newsletter or any of my newsletters or anybody's here's newsletters or anything else, always the best deal is to buy those Tiger dollars up now. And of course, there is one tradition in the White House that starts off Christmas, and it has been around since all I can remember. Maybe I was 7 or 8 years old. And it is one of these horrible chocolate Santas with the foam inside. And we always said that Christmas did not start until you bit the head off of Santa. So I'm going to start Christmas right now. Good Santa. Good Santa. Anyway, Merry Christmas to all. Stop the presses. The media has got to be contacted. Christmas has officially started. Time Warner out here. Actually, one of the stocks that is breaking down with volume, so I thought I would bring this up. September 29th, 5.1 million shares, 5.1 million shares, $65.25. Got into it with 8.2 million shares on Friday. We got 6.3 already today, so that's blowing that thing apart. It's actually going back to a bigger gap, and that gap takes you all the way back down to February 5th at $60.72. And you can take it. No eating the Santa head on the show, that I'm told in the den. In 2016, as somebody said out there, starting to see a little cash come in. Like I said, I think we're probably going to see 2050, 2060 here in the next trading day, next maybe 2 trading days. They're going to run this thing right up into the Fed announcement and double dog dare her to raise rates. So we'll see how that works out. But I think we've got the first decent bounce out of here. Then we're probably going to see a lot of short covering throughout the end of the year. So not much more to say about it than that. I think the last hurrah is out there. As always, there's no bear side or bull side to the market. There's only the right side, and that side looks higher to me, at least for the next few days. UFF, see if we've got anything else out here in the next minute or two to look at. I wanted to check in Apple because I thought that Apple break flat on the day, and that would really get the market going. It's still down just a little, down a buck, 112.13. We'll see how this thing closes out here. But I suspect if it goes back above 113, we're going to see probably a race back up to 115 for it. I don't have it out here. Unisys Corporation. Now, here's one that, like I said, a lot of these stocks that are breaking previous lows are doing so on very light volume. September 30th, $11.49, 940,000 shares. We got 250,000 shares today as it breaks that 11.49 level. Again, like I said, we'll probably continue doing this, but a ton of stocks out here giving signals that they're done. Maybe the broad indexes will see a little bit more selling pressure. I doubt it, at least over the next 2 days. My guess is the short squeeze is on into the Fed, and hopefully everybody will have a nice and wonderful Christmas, pre-Christmas week. Christmas has started. I bit the head off of Santa. That starts through tradition. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. Remember to sell when you can, not when you have to. Cover when you can, not when you have to, too.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.